There's an incredible story that broke a couple days ago about a Native American tribe producing marijuana and the federal government's response to that. So 2 tribes had a growing operation in Northern California, and the DEA decided to raid it because they're dicks. So they seized about 12,000 plants and over 100 pounds of raw cannabis. The tribes in the Pitt River XL Reservation and the Alturas Reservation made a deal to partner with a Canadian tobacco company to make marijuana on a large scale, and the federal government wasn't having it. So they just waltzed right in there and shut it down. Now, this actually isn't even necessarily justified because, quote, a 2014 memorandum by the Justice Department gave Native American tribes permission to cultivate and sell cannabis. Apparently, some people at the DEA said, yeah, we don't care, and we're going to go in there and shut it down anyway. So, think about what was done here. The entire point of the reservations is to give Native American communities sovereignty, so they don't have to kowtow to the ancestors of the people who fucking wiped them out and took their land. But that sovereignty is totally conditional to when the U.S. is okay with giving it. But if you piss off the federal government, they say, yeah, that whole sovereignty thing, fuck it. So then here's the reality. They're not even sovereign. I love people say the same thing about the Constitution. Like after 9/11, they're like, yeah, we know we have this Constitution and whatnot, but this is an extenuating circumstance. This is something that we cannot turn away from, so we should not abide by certain parts of it. Well, then what the fuck? If you're gonna get rid of it when the going gets tough, then it's irrelevant that it's there in the first place. It doesn't fucking count. The whole point of it is you need to stick to it, even in times when it's hard to stick to it. That's the whole purpose. Same thing with sovereignty for Native American tribes. If you're feeling like you want to, impede and start fucking with their internal affairs, well, then they're not sovereign. They're the opposite of sovereign. You've taken away their sovereignty. It's amazing how we just violate it whenever the fuck. It's like when people say, I don't do drugs. I just do cocaine. Every once in a while, it's like, well, that's a fucking drug. What does that mean I don't do drugs, but I do it every now and then you do drugs? I mean, it's like not only is it like double speak, it's like double think. It's like, we believe in their sovereignty, except when we don't. But they're still sovereign, we just get to tell them what to do. So then it is not sovereign. And, so the federal government said, fuck that, they seized the plants either way, violating their sovereignty. And they were wrong because they didn't even arrest anybody. It's not like they went, okay, we seized the plants and now we're going to take all of you into custody. I think they knew that there were limits to them violating the sovereignty, so they were like, all right, we're just going to take your shit and then you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. They don't even realize they just made the drug cartel stronger. Do you not get that? Okay, the market demand for marijuana is not going to go away because you decided let's crack down on this one group that was growing it. The demand is still going to be there. That demand is going to be met. It's just a matter of how it's met. So now you're putting people in a situation where instead of buying from a Native American tribe where they can then take the proceeds of that and make life better for everybody in the tribe, they have more money in their economy. Instead of doing that, you said we're going to shut you down, and then people inevitably are going to divert back to the Mexican drug cartels with the El Chapo asshole who beheads people left and right and is a vicious criminal. Mexico now has mega cartels that have their own little armies. When people talk about a narco state, Mexico really is a narco state in many respects. So you want to make the drug cartels there more powerful and they can fuck over other people in Mexico who are just normal people trying to live a normal life? You want to give their oppressors more power? And you want to take away more economic freedom from the Native American tribes? All the while, you think you're the good guy? You think you're standing up for what's moral and what's just and what's right? No, but that's not what you're doing. You're the bad guy. And we said it from day one. The DEA, they're going to be like one of the biggest roadblocks in trying to get legal marijuana at a federal level. Why? Because they're some of the biggest in lobbying against legalizing drugs or decriminalizing drugs because their jobs are contingent upon drugs continuing to be illegal. If you decriminalize all drugs or legalize all drugs, these guys are going to have They're going to be out of work. So of course they're going to fight it. So the DEA lobbies against it. Other, pharmaceutical companies lobby against it. Alcohol companies even lobby against it. You have this coalition of groups that are so against weed that they're willing to violate the sovereignty of Native American tribes just to be assholes and just to take away the growing operation. I think we've fucked over the Native Americans enough. You might want to take the boot off the neck now.